Oh my gosh!
What's up, guys? I'm at the warehouse. Brian's here. He's not a part of this video, but there he is.
Shred quarters.
Today, I'm gonna be telling you guys what my top 10 favorite skate tricks, well, flat ground tricks are today, and I'm gonna walk you through them. I'm not gonna teach you how to do them per se, but I'm gonna tell you why they're my favorite tricks, okay? Does that sound fun, Brian?
Yeah.
Cool, that's what I'm gonna do. So I actually made a list of 10 tricks, and since I know at least 400 tricks, it was really hard for me to narrow it down to 10. I'm just kidding, that was a joke. But yeah, I have 10 tricks that I really enjoy on flat ground. I'm gonna talk about it right freaking now. Do a manual, Brian. All right, so the first trick I'm gonna be telling you guys about, I'm gonna go from like easiest to hardest, I think, is the front shove. For those of you that don't know, a front shove is just like a pop shove, except it goes the other way. It's a little bit harder. I really like this trick because it's really fun to do in the freaking middle of lines if you need to turn your board around. And if you're like me, you suck at pop shove-its, and front shoves, in my opinion, kind of look a little cooler, unless you're like insane at pop shove-its, but I do not have that good at pop shove-its. I'm all about tricks that like turn your board around in the middle of a line, like if you land a trick and the nose is now where your back foot is and you need to turn around, a front shove is one of those tricks. My next favorite flat ground trick is a Fakie big spin. And a lot of people might actually think Fakie big spin is easier than front shove. I would actually agree with that. But to the person that does not skateboard, it looks a little more impressive because it's more spinning, you know? And the thing that is a little difficult about a Fakie big spin is if you want to pop it in the air and it doesn't just like, you know, revert, all reverty. Does that make any sense? I think popping a Fakie big spin looks really, really cool. And not only that, I like this trick because it's not that hard to do into manual once you get it down, like going up a curb a little bit. So yeah, Fakie big spin is great. That's another trick where if you need to turn your board around, you can if you're going Fakie. Does that make sense? Basically, if you need your board to go back to normal and you need you to face forward, you can do a Fakie big spin and everything is back to normal. It's great. Next is the kickflip. The kickflip is my favorite trick of all time. It really is. I think I've done 3 million kickflips in my life. Probably not, but I've done a lot. I don't know, there's something about the kickflip that it's just like a freaking classic trick, and if you do it enough, you can make it look really, really good. I'm not saying I can make it look really, really good. It's just a beautiful trick. I don't know, I've seen a lot of people that can do really, really beautiful kickflips, and in my opinion, it's the most basic flip trick. Some people have heel flips better than kickflips. I do not. I suck at heel flips. But yeah, there's just something about it that just looks really, really awesome to me. I actually have 2 trick tips on how to kickflip. The first one I made like 5 years ago, and it's not that good. The newest one is good, and I tell you how to like tweak it out a little bit, you know, all that fun stuff. So the kickflip is freaking wonderful. I could do it all day. I love it. Oh my gosh. Next is the Fakie flip, and it's just like the kickflip, except you're going backwards and you pop a Fakie. I was thinking about not even putting this on there, but a Fakie flip really is like a different trick. And a lot of people think that Fakie flips are easier than kick flips because the board stays under you a little more. I don't know why, but when I do Fakie flip tricks, they tend to stay under me better than if I was rolling forward. I don't know, that's just kind of a thing that happens in skating for me. And I know it happens to a lot of other people. I actually know someone that learned Fakie flips before kick flips because they could not get kick flips to stay under them, but Fakie flips worked out. So if you're struggling with kick flips, maybe try to learn a Fakie flip first. Speaking of Fakie trays. I love Fakie tray flips, 360 flips, 3 flip, whatever you want to call it. I like 3 flips too, but Fakie trays are definitely easier for me. They require less effort than scooping a tray flip. I can do tray flips consistently, but I've never really liked how they look. And Fakie trays, you really don't have to scoop it near as hard. So it's just a little more natural, a little easier. I learned Fakie tray flips before I learned tray flips. And once again, just like the kick flip, if you're struggling with tray flips, I highly recommend trying to learn Fakie trays first because it just makes life easier. I'm all about line, flat ground tricks. I mean, you can do any flat ground trick in a line. But Fakie trays look sweet if you're going Fakie already. And you just bust out a Fakie tray, you know, you impress everyone down the street. They're like, wow, he did a Fakie tray. Unless you don't land it, then it's not that impressive. The next trick is a trick that a lot of you guys have seen me do, and a lot of you probably think it's my favorite trick. It's actually not, but I do love this trick. It is a no comply flip. And this is a flat ground trick because you don't really do it down or on, well, actually, no, you do it on something. Okay, this is a little weird. No comply flip, you need a curb or a skateboard, anything that's about that high. I guess you could do it on something that high if you're crazy. But it is when you do a no comply, which is when you take your foot off the board, pop the tail. But with a no comply flip, the tail hits the curb right there and the board does a flip. I think mine actually do a heel flip. Sometimes they do a kick flip. I really have no control. It just kind of happens. It's a trick that is, in my opinion, really hard to learn because it's just like weird and awkward. But once you have it down, it is really, really fun and not that hard. Once you figure out how to pop it and hit the curb correctly, the board just does it. You land it, you ride away. Once again, impressing everyone on the street. They were like, wow, he did a no comply flip. Pretty sweet. My next favorite trick is a no comply big heel. I'm all about the no complies, as you guys know. I think they're fun on flat, but I think they're way more fun on a bank. Because when you do them on a bank, I don't know, it's just like the perfect turnaround trick, and most people aren't expecting you to do it when you're like rolling up a bank. They're like, oh, what's he gonna do? You know, like no comply 180 maybe? Because they're looking at your foot position. They're like, yeah, he's gonna do no comply 180. No, bust out a no comply big heel and you freaking, they like it. Unless they don't like no complies. There's a lot of people that think no complies are lame and they might not like it. It's really not that hard of a trick. I do it differently than a lot of people do it. I do it worse than a lot of people do it. A lot of people like straight up pop the tail, and I think that's how I learned it, and then something happened and now I do it almost completely like pressure-y, like off this end. I have a trick tip on that if you guys want to learn how to do that as well. But yeah, no comply big heel. It is freaking fun. My next favorite trick, this actually might be my second favorite trick ever. No, third. I'm gonna tell you what my second one is after this one. Backside flip. I love backside flips. Wow, look at that guy. Especially up Euro gaps. I don't even know if we have the Euro gap set up. You can't even see what I'm pointing at. Backside flips up stuff to me is like the greatest feeling ever. I don't know, there's something about popping it, catching it. I do a little revert usually, but the times that you don't do a revert and you do a complete backside flip, it's a freaking great feeling trick. This is my second favorite trick. I love this trick. Half cap flip. Half cap flip is a backside flip, except you were going fakie. So you're rolling backwards and then you pop, freaking do a kick flip and a 180. And the reason why I like this trick so much is a lot of the times it will tweak out, kind of forward flippy, not quite like this or anything, but I don't know, the ones that tweak out and you catch and then turn are great. And not all of mine do that. In fact, probably like 1 in 10 do that, but when they do, oh man, it's a great feeling trick. I love it. In the middle of the line, if you're going fakie and you just want to turn around but keep the board the same, do a freaking backside flip. I guess, or half cap flip, not a backside flip. I guess you could just do a half cap too, but where's the fun in that? You know, no flip action. So I don't know, there's something about half cap flips that are amazing. You can do them into manuals. I mean, you can do any of these tricks into manuals if you're good, but this also is a trick that's not insanely hard to do into a manual if you have it down. So yeah, I like half cap flips. And my last favorite trick, is this 10? This does not feel like 10. 9, 10. It's 10. Okay, I'm stupid. Fakie bigger flip. I really like this trick. The reason why I like this trick is honestly for games of skate, mainly because it's not that hard and everyone thinks it's really hard. But if you know how to fakie tray, you can fakie bigger flip for sure. Because you scoop it exactly as hard as you would for a fakie tray, except you just land on the back wheels and revert it, and then you did a fakie bigger flip. And then once you do the trick enough, you really don't even have to revert it. You just scoop a little harder and you do a complete 180. The board does a 540 flip, which sounds crazy because I've never done a fakie 540 flip, but that's what it is. But yeah, this trick is really, really good for games of skate. I don't really care about games of skate that much. Honestly, a lot of the times I do this trick, it just kind of flops, which isn't that cool, which is why this isn't like my favorite trick. But if you get like a slow flip kind of, like you pop it really high and it does a fakie tray flip first and then you kind of catch it and turn, I think this trick can look really, really cool. So yeah, guys, that was my top 10 favorite flat ground tricks. Maybe I'll do other than flat ground next time, like maybe some ledge stuff. I don't know if I can do 10 ledge tricks. Now that I'm thinking about
ledge tricks.
Top 1 ledge trick, crooked grind. Hope you guys enjoyed this though. Leave a comment below. I want to know your favorite 10 flat ground tricks. That's it. That's all I have to say. Other than subscribe to Casey, he's gonna freaking have his description. He's gonna have his link in my description.
What's your favorite out of the top? What's your top 3?
Kickflip, kickflip, kickflip.
All 3 kickflips?
Just kickflips in general. That was really good, dude.
Okay, see ya. Was Casey's board? Oh, what? No, I wasn't gonna break it.